What's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. I'm back. So this video is going to be a guide. You beat normal, you beat 10-10. What do I do now? What's the optimal way to play? So we'll get into it here. So number one, well, one of the most important things, and I'll show it here real quick before we get into the rest of the stuff. So right here, I'm going to put a link. This is a guy called Mr. Guider. He's been writing guides for this. Pretty good, too, so I'm going to put a link here. Has a bunch of good guides, but the one I'm going to link has where all of the catalysts are dropped on all the maps. He's put together a pretty good list here, so that'll be in the links. Look that up. Support him. He's a cool dude. And so, what you need to be focusing on, number one, we're going to go out into the world here, and I'll show you. Now, you're going to start clearing these missions on hard mode. You know it's hard, well, world difficulty as they call it, because the star's red versus the star being yellow here. So, you're going to have to start bringing up some understudy units, guys. What do I mean by that? You see how this requirement here, have 2 thieves, that's going to come up all the time. Have 2 knights, have 2 rangers, etc. So you really need to start working on, because friend units don't count, you really need to start working on having your understudies start to become more mainstays on your team. So if you got to this mission and, oh, hey, you know, I've worked up Curious, but I didn't work up Silk, or whatever other ranger or thief you have. Excuse me, this one's a thief, rather. Well, you better get working on it, because you're going to want to spend as little energy as possible clearing and more energy on the farming, the crazy farming that we've all come to love. That's required in this game. And then also, you know, you're going to want to get the region stuff really quickly, because the last one here, as you can see, is a Mulligara seed. That's going to help you with your skill ups. So, let's go ahead and go back. So keep in mind, guys, you're going to need to train some understudies, and that is going to affect how you're going to have to clear some of the missions, because as they get harder, it's going to be a little rough running 2 knights if you don't have a knight that can do damage. It's going to be rough running 2 rangers if one of the rangers isn't optimized, because he or she is the weaker element to a particular place that you're at. So you're going to have to be kind of figuring out your teams, and your team synergy is going to become really important in hard mode. Now, as for battle, number one thing to worry about in battle, just keep unlocking as many of these as you can. Go farther and farther and farther, because the farther you go, the more achievements you unlock. And the more achievements you unlock, you get a bunch of the free, like, rune currency for the altar. The rewards, as you're going to be able to see here in the pit, you know, they're just going to keep getting greater and greater. So right now, that's what I'm on right here, is getting this random ring. But you see, as you go down, you know, that right there, those gold transmute stones, that's for Moonlight Summon, so that's awesome. That's a high-end relic, or not relic, catalyst there. And, you know, they start giving you a bunch of other really hefty, nice things. So be optimizing for this, but also don't be locked to certain characters doing this, because, like, Curious isn't going to work if a boss can cleanse themselves, or if a boss can block debuffs, or if it's a fire boss, she's not going to be effective enough. So you're going to have to start coming up with other boss killers like Alexa, Surin, etc. So going to have to be watching your teams on that. Now, another thing about battle, a lot of you guys ask me about this labyrinth. Some of you guys can't... you're not able to unlock. They tell you the unlock mechanism right here when you click on something that you don't have unlocked. So this one you have to clear 7S6, which I'll go more into that in the world map later. So be looking at that, and then be clearing these as much as you can, because this stuff has all, you know, as you clear it more, you're going to find rig gear. You're going to get a lot of achievements and a lot of bonuses and stuff. So definitely be clearing the labyrinth on cooldown when you can, spending this currency. And we'll get to the currency spending later. And then, last but not least, well, actually, this isn't last, second last. You notice how they're queuing up events. What I want you guys to start thinking about is if you have the hero, like in this case, it's going to be, I always forget her name, but, well, anyways, so, dang, I forget her name. I know I have her too. Well, y'all will tell me who the name is, but if you have any of the characters that are appearing in these, or you can see, like, clearly Montmorency, or whatever that's her name, start working that character up, because that character is going to have a bonus, whether it's attack or like you see over here for Concierto. Destina has bonus everything here. And then these guys, they got bonus attack and bonus life, so be looking at the characters, and then also there is a way to tell, except I don't have a Destina or any of those other characters, but one thing I will suggest to you guys, so go look at, for Monty, let me go get her. By the way, I hear she's actually a very underrated character. I need to actually put her on the medium list to work up. Where is she? There she is. Alright, so if you want a clue as to who might be in the event with her, just check out the specialty. You'll see these characters that she has relationships with. So maybe, yo, you've been working up Elson, get them ready. You happen to have any of these other heroes here, like Clarissa, etc. And, this is just a guess, but I'm guessing that, since they're writing them with the storylines intact, that's going to be, that's going to play into it. We'll see how it goes, who even knows. And then the last thing I wanted to go over with you guys on the battle screen real quick is the rampaging, or actually rampaging, that's fine. You can choose to collect that one or not. It was more about these grounds. If you notice, they have a different theme every day. The number one important theme is this guy, because when you're killing him, he's dropping the pendant and the ring charms, which you need to upgrade your rings and your pendants. A lot of you guys are still rolling around with low pendants. I am too, to a certain point, because there's just so many heroes to work on. Make sure you're clearing this, and when you can get this guy, because he's pretty hard on his medium difficulty, but when you can kill this guy, start farming the living hell out of that, because that's a good farm right there. Alright, so Arena, I'm not going to touch on Arena too much. I actually want to do a separate Arena video, but one thing I will say real quick about your Arena heroes, whoever you have for PvP, you've been sitting on the heroes, start working them up, because the guild battle is going to be coming sooner than later, I'm guessing within the next month. So start working that up so that, assuming that your guild is even serious about this, you can get the higher farm rates and get the rewards faster, etc. So, and then otherwise, of course, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, how come you haven't mentioned Moonlight Heroes? If you don't know what Moonlight Heroes are by now, I can't help you. But I will go over it real quick for people who might have missed it. Once you beat 1010, these tokens right here, you can exchange 6 of them, and you get, for every 20 regular summons, you get 1 from here, and you get them as various quest rewards. And you can come do a Moonlight Summon. A Moonlight Summon's going to summon you a Dark or a Light hero. It might be someone from the table, it might be Brawler Kin, 5-star, but you're going to want to be focusing as much as you can. People even reroll when they don't get the Moonlight heroes that they want. So be sure that you have that in mind. And when you're working on your team synergy, if you happen to get one of those guys, you're going to have to really start to think. Because I actually got screwed on my Moonlight hero rolls. I got a second Lorena, which isn't terrible, but it would have been nice to get someone else and like some other horrible hero. You're going to have to start focusing, guys, on which heroes you want to invest in. And investing in heroes in this game is a very finite process. You can only invest in so many heroes just because of the way the resources drop and the events and all that. So you need to figure out, yo, this is my dog. I'm going to get him to 6-star. I'm going to eventually get him to 6 purple star. I'm going to customize their gear, because look at this. Like, say I wanted to take this axe off. That's 25 Gs right there. Like, multiply that times, assuming you have stuff as upgraded as that, 6 slots and possibly your relic slot. You're not going to be wanting to move that gear around. So And hopefully your character, whatever you're rolling, can avoid the nerf bet. You know, we've heard recently that they're thinking about nerfing the defense heroes, or defense buff rather. So be on the lookout for that. But whenever you hard commit to something, you know, because you don't want to be moving their gear around too much unless it's an upgrade. And then you're going to be investigating Mulligars in them to get skill ups. You're going to be investing runes into them to get purple stars. And if you happen to have some of the heroes that are, go to it here, the ones with the specialty change. Specialty change, for those who don't know, you get the hero to 50. And then it starts keeping a tally of you got to kill X amount of things, and you got to do, I think, 50 timed missions for Lorena. I'm actually rushing Lorena to 50 right now. But if you happen to get one of these heroes, both of these heroes can be really strong, especially Lorena. Lorena's already strong, but she can be even stronger. Be sure that you are properly investing in any hero that appears on the screen, because hero specialties are amazing. Essentially what it does, by the time you're done with it, it upgrades one of their skills. And, you know, it could be an extra ability, extra debuff, it could be more damage, whatever it is, but it's a serious upgrade, but it takes a long time to farm. So make sure if you're going to run those heroes, work them up to 50 or get their requirements done ASAP as fast as you can. So because the timer doesn't start until they're 50 onto when the quest counters start. And then over here at the shop, now this is a mistake I see a lot of people make, unfortunately. I would have said something sooner if I'd have known. So you go to the normal shop here. Okay, look at this real closely. What do you see? These three. One of these things is not like the other. Okay, I'll do it for you. Limit of 1 per day. Limit of 1 per day. A lot of you think this is a limit of 1 per day. It is not. You can buy as much energy as you want here, as long as you have leaves. So keep that in mind, because the energy crunch is coming, guys. As soon as these starter events go away, we got another event coming, but oh my bad, I totally just noticed the screen's all screwed up. Hold on, I'll get to that. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what that is. Well, hopefully there wasn't any crazy information lost. I just noticed that my side screen wasn't scrolling properly. See if I can move it here. Well, whatever. I can't get it. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. But be paying attention to that in the normal shop, and then transmute, you know, make sure if you want this, you can get it. I get the Phantasm every week. I don't get the Mala. It's just me. And then for Ancient Coins, you guys should have, by the time you beat 1010, you guys should have, you know, a decent set of rings and necklaces on your primary characters that you're investing in. So make sure not only are you rolling, you know, to get more rings, but that you're getting these charms to upgrade them, and make sure you're buying the greater charms. Don't waste your time with the small charms. And, you know, conquest points, you should be farming up this gladiator gear as much as you can. Make sure you're getting the Mulligar seed every week. Now, I am going to make a sanctuary suggestion to you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can get a good window capture. That is not what I want to do. Alright, that's much better. We'll go with that for now. Except I disappeared, lol. Alright, so what I wanted to show you guys is... Okay, so a lot of you have been investing in the Steel Workshop, which that's your prerogative to do whatever you want to do. When you get to 1010, my suggestion to you guys, because I initially told you invest in High Command, until you can unlock the war mission, so you can get more PvP medals and spend them accordingly on the the high-ranking PvP gear. And that's still a decent idea for early game. But what I'm going to suggest now is you should go all in on the Steel Workshop. And if you didn't know, you can demolish. See this reset button here? You can reset things. Now it costs a fair amount of gold, so you're going to have to consider that according to what you're doing. But you can get a bunch of your Breath of Orbises back, and then go ahead and invest in the Steel Workshop. Now, why I'm saying the Steel Workshop is because investing in this early game is almost a waste of time. You might get lucky, but for the most part, you want to upgrade this so that it costs less gold per roll. You want to upgrade this so that you have higher chances of getting epic gear. And you want to upgrade this because you want to use less resources, because those resources are precious. Now, as you can see, I beat the game without spending even one iota on any of this, which I'm missing out on some achievements and stuff, but that's just the way it is. So what I'm planning on doing, once I get my gold rolling enough, I am going to abolish... I'm not sure about High Command. I might do 1 point in High Command. I'm definitely going to abolish everything in Heart of Orbis, which is weird, because I know a lot of you are really hooked on your Sky Stones. And then Forest of Souls, I say keep the 3 bays for sure, because you want that for farming, etc. But, if you got anything and anything else, I would suggest getting rid of it unless you are centrally around the Forest of Souls for upgrading your characters or whatever. And just go all in on Steel Workshop. And when you go to the world, a lot of you will be like, well, where are the Breath of Orbises? So let me show you here. I'll show you on one I haven't cleared, just to show you that you can actually see where they are. So let's get a look. There's lists out there as well, but you see right here at the bottom, that little symbol means there's a Breath of Orbis there. So all you have to do, go to one of these maze maps and make sure you go out the right exit after you've cleared it for storyline. And then just work your way down there. You don't have to waste time with the other one unless you really want the region reward. I guess there isn't another one here. But in most maps, there's 2. So, and just farm up your Breath of Orbis, especially if you hit a stall point in the world difficulty. Just go ahead and go farm all that stuff up and then start rolling your gear. That would be my suggestion. Now, I'll show you guys... I'm trying to think real quick if there's anything else I want to say on this topic. Let me make sure, and then I'll show you guys some extra stuff after the fact. Hopefully you guys are definitely doing your launch celebration and getting all the website rewards. There's also a reward for support project. Make sure you're clicking on both of those. I think that's pretty much it for most of this topic. Yeah. So just to show you guys something, I'll show you the heroes I'm working up. Now, the heroes that I beat most of the later stages with, it was Ravi, Akatus, Armin, and Kiris. Whenever Kiris wasn't optimal because it was a fire hero or whatever, I would usually substitute in Carmen Rose. Because Carmen Rose is freaking strong as hell. And then, so, there's some of the other heroes. Karen, unfortunately, she's too squishy, but otherwise she's doing decent. She's my only high ice hero I have. Elson's Elson, he's a good guy. This is the hero I'm working up, Lorena, because I managed to get a copy of her. So we got attack plus 24 ore, but this hero is super strong. If you haven't unlocked her from the table, my god, go unlock her. She is so good. So good. And then... got another Carmen Rose. I'm waiting until I upgrade Carmen Rose. I'm going to upgrade Lorena before I do that. Got a Vile Dread. I'm working them up. Vile Dread will be good. Any hero that you have that has like AoE or extra proc attacks, those are good farming heroes if you want to farm stages really fast. Yeah, Misty. She's semi-forgotten, but I did work on her a bit today. Same thing with Silk. This hero right here is actually very interesting, and the reason I say that, once you upgrade her 3... she will give you 2 random buffs for 3 turns in an AoE heal, which is actually pretty good. And she has lower defense on her 1. Maybe it's her 2. Yeah, okay, so that's on her 2. And on her 1 is a Dispel, which is actually pretty strong for support as a 4-star Earth Soul Weaver. So she doesn't have a ton of heals, but she can fill like the Elson role or the Silk role. So consider her if you have her. I'm actually, I'm slowly working her up. It's just the way it's going right now. And, you know, no kicker rat. I've seen a lot of you go heavy on them. I managed to get a Cecilia finally today. So she'll be my next knight I work up. And then I'm actually really getting into Clarissa, Spin Goddess here. Believe it or not, Spin Goddess, just because of her Enrage. If the enemy is killed by her 1 or her 3, she gets an extra AoE attack on all enemies, which is pretty solid, and you can skill it up. But as I'm lean on ice heroes that I've worked up, so she's going to be my next DPS one I'm doing. She's actually pretty strong. And then I got Maya. I do need to get work on Maya at some point, but she'll be in the next batch. Same thing with Corvus. And I believe there's like an Alexa down here I need to work up. Yeah. But whatever, I'll get to it though. But so that's the team I got going on, guys. I didn't get lucky on my my Moonlight summons, unfortunately. But actually, you know, let me tell you, because I'll give you the reason why I'm working up certain heroes. Like I said earlier, for the duel, like you need dual knights, dual warriors, dual rogues, etc. So, rather, you know, I really shouldn't have to tell you why I work my primary team. That's my handle almost anything team. Karen, she's there because she crits really hard. I need to get her better gear, but she crits really hard and she's an ice hero. That's why she's there. Carmen Rose is insane, guys. If you have her and you're not using her, go use her, because getting a defense buff on her 3, along with dispelling all buffs when you use her 3 and increasing her own attack, is amazing. Along with, you can increase her speed and decrease the speed of the enemy on her 2. And then on her 1, you know, it's just hitting, giving her bonus lifesteal once you get it worked up all the way enough. But the cool thing about this hero, if you're farming Dragon, the one that drops the blacksmith mats, make sure you're taking Carmen Rose if you can, because not Dragon gets an extra attack as long as he doesn't have debuffs. Carmen Rose can land debuffs pretty solidly on him. And so yeah, you know, Elson, you know how Elson does, he's good. Lorena can hit really hard, guys, so make sure, like I said earlier, you want to work on her. She's going to be my backup warrior. Raz, like, or not Raz, Vildred, like I said, he's for farming. Misty's going to be my second mage for now, unless I get lucky and get an Alrenthia or something. This is going to be my secondary healer, Soul Weaver / buffer, side healer. Raz, if you got a Raz, make sure you work him up for his 2. Because if you run like him in Vildred, you can get it cleared, you can proc those extra attacks, etc. Or says or whatever, that'll be really good. And then Cecilia, you know, Life Goddess, does damage, tanks damage. Clarissa, that's another hero you can run Raz with for the extra spin damage. Mercedes recently got a buff, so make sure you guys are looking at that. And that's pretty much what I'm working on right now, guys. So, anyways, I hope this video helps you guys out. I'm trying to think, there was one thing I was just thinking of, but I guess, oh yeah, okay, the table. Table heroes I recommend you unlock immediately when you get the chance. Alexa, you know, she's good for the boss killer if you're newer to the game. She's a very good boss killer, and she covers Kyrus's one weakness that she has. She can attack fire heroes, consistent weakness that Kyrus has. She can attack fire heroes and put poison on them, so unlocking Alexa is cool. Hazel, you don't necessarily want to unlock her for her, but you do need to work up a friendship with her. I believe that's how it works. I'll show you in a second. Elson, definitely work up Elson when you get the chance. He's really good. Buffer, support healer. Lorena, like I said, just godlike damage. You can unlock her. Silk, she fills a good role where she can increase speed and delay turns. So she's good for controlling enemy turns. And then out of all these other heroes, Maya's cool too, but as you see here, she takes a lot to unlock. So gold 3, you'll be working on that for a while when you're newer in the game, so don't worry about it too much. And then I'm going to recommend Yuna. Now, like I said earlier, get friendship with Hazel level 3 at the top there. All of these freaking mats, like look at this, 0 owned, 0 owned, 0 owned. But if you can unlock Yuna, let's say, fairly early into your late game career, she will make you so powerful because she's going to cover the role of Ice Ranger. Her 1 is an AoE attack. She buffs attack for the party. And overall, she's just like a really solid hero. Not to mention she's a 5-star, so definitely be working up for her. And that's all I got right now, guys. So, video's going long. Hope you guys are doing well. See you again on the next one. Peace. Oh, actually, I should do my promo. Yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR. You found my YouTube. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, check the title info. There'll be a link to my Twitch. Streaming at night. I'm streaming on a backup computer right now. I'm trying to wait for my regular computer to ship. I just moved. And then also there's going to be a link to my Discord. You can come in there, ask questions, share your experiences, etc. So, peace out, guys. Take care.